Welcome to Chat and Dish. I'm Casey Quadetti. Today we are off to Marseille, a city famous for bouillabaisse. Now traditionally, bouillabaisse is a fisherman's stew made on the beach over an open wood fire using the catch of the day that the fishermen were not able to sell. In other words, the scrap fish. So we're going to take that inspiration. We're going to come back here to the good old USA and Americanize bouillabaisse by not using fish that no one wants. Instead, we're going to be making chicken bouillabaisse. A quick run through on the ingredients. 8 chicken thighs that are skinned but the bones are inside. We've got 3/4 cup of a really nice white wine. Pick one that you like to drink. 1/4 cup of saffron, a teaspoon of dried thyme, 2 tablespoons of orange zest, 1 medium-sized onion, 2 cups of chicken stock, 2 cups of chopped tomatoes with their juices, and just a little bit of olive oil for sauteing the onion. Let's get going. Finely chop 1 medium-sized onion. Pour 3 tablespoons of olive oil in the bottom of a nice big saute pan. Add your onions and sweat down uncovered for 10 minutes. Onions are nicely translucent. Let's prepare our orange zest. When you're going to have zest in your menu, I suggest that you buy organic lemon or oranges. That way you avoid any pesticides. Now, zesting is a really simple process. All you have to do is take your fruit, set it against your zester, and as you scrape it down, roll the fruit a little bit. And that way you're not going to go too deep and get into the white pithy part. In goes your orange zest, a 1/4 teaspoon of saffron, a teaspoon of dried thyme, and 3/4 cup of dry white wine. Bring this up to a boil. Now it's time to add 2 cups of chopped tomatoes with their juices and 2 cups of chicken stock. Bring this back up to a boil. The term bouillabaisse is actually a contraction of 2 verbs, to boil and to reduce. So when we're making a bouillabaisse, it's not just a fisherman's stew, it's also a cooking process. And speaking of processes, right now I'm putting our chicken thighs into this wonderful sauce that we have just brought to a boil, and now it's going to go into the oven. Make sure that your chicken is covered with the sauce, then it's lid on and into a preheated 400-degree oven for 45 minutes. While our bouillabaisse is in the oven for 45 minutes, let's take a moment and whip up a rouille, which is a very garlicky, spicy sauce that you serve traditionally with bouillabaisse. Ingredients-wise, we are talking about 1/2 cup of mayonnaise, 2 teaspoons of lemon juice, a teaspoon of paprika. I like the sweet, smoky Spanish one, and 2 cloves of garlic. That's it. 1/2 cup of mayonnaise goes into a small mixing bowl, along with a teaspoon of paprika, 2 cloves of garlic put through a press, 2 teaspoons of fresh lemon juice. Give your rouille a little bit of fresh ground black pepper and just a smidgen of sea salt. Mix everything together well and you've got a rouille. Now I had you put the garlic through a press rather than chop it because it comes out much finer that way and no one wants to bite into a chunk of raw garlic. So once you get this all mixed up, just set it aside and let all of these ingredients get to know each other, and then we'll be ready for our bouillabaisse. Bouillabaisse goes on top of the stove, lid off for 25 to 30 minutes so that your stock can reduce. Here's how we serve our chicken bouillabaisse. Place one of the thighs into a bowl and then cover it generously with your broth from your soup. Then the rouille can either be spooned in and stirred right into the soup, or it can be put on top of toasted bread, which is absolutely fabulous. And then what you do is you drop it right into the broth and let it soak up all those marvelous flavors. I cannot wait to taste. Oh, this is fabulous. Takes me right back to Marseille. I hope you try it. All right, chicken bouillabaisse calls for something sweet afterwards, so let's pop over to cupcakes and kale chips because Brianna is showing us how to make sugar cookie bars. How sweet is that? So don't miss out on a marvelous sweet treat over at Cupcakes and Kale Chips. Hey, it's the cookie time of the year, right? So let's pop over to Sugary Sweets for homemade Jingles cookies. How cute is that? They're phenomenal. Don't miss out on your cookie fix over at Sugary Sweets. As always, thank you for visiting. Until next time, I'm gonna miss you. Cheers.